I'm Randall Barney. We're here at the 2014 NAB show talking to thought leaders in media contribution and distribution about some of the key trends shaping the industry today. Here's what they had to say.
I think most of our customers are looking to cover premium sports and they want to basically cover it in the highest possible quality. I think there's a lot of debate in the industry about how the industry moves on from HD to UHD, but undoubtedly there are a lot of forward-thinking broadcasters who'd like to use that extra space segment for premium sports content primarily, like the Olympics or the World Cup. Well, I think it's a tough call at the moment for satellite operators because there's a lot of space segment going up there, which is having an impact on the rate card, as well as having a lot of CDN operators who are more easily able to offer HD OTT services. So I don't think it's just a question about competition amongst satellite operators per se. It's also about all of the other forms of delivery, namely DTH, IP and streaming. And I think it is getting to be a very, very tough area. But undoubtedly, more and more video traffic is coming, and it's a bit like building highways. The more highways you build, the more cars it attracts. So I think undoubtedly, when there are low points in the industry and there's a glut of capacity, the rate card comes down. But in the boom times, and certainly with the way that we're expecting video and the widening of choice to develop, I expect that capacity that comes on stream to be more and more deployed to offer wider and wider choice and to actually offer Ultra HD and 4K channels which do demand more bandwidth than the existing HD or SD channels at the moment. I think it'll be good news for us. I think with our customers at the moment, they're offering a hybrid mix of catch-up and OTT services. I think obviously the industry's hoping and expecting Ultra HD to have significant traction, be a lot more successful than 3D was. And I think there are all the signs that that's going to happen. And there's a good form for introducing high availability services with high quality of experience for Ultra HD applications like football, the Olympics and so forth. And these premium sport applications will still hold on to a significant audience share, even though there's a lot of discussion about the younger demographic using OTT and catch-up services. I think what will happen is you'll see a general rising in the amount of user choice, plus also a slight expansion in terms of the bandwidth expectation used by broadcasters as they transition not only services from SD to HD, but HD to UHD in the fullness of time. I think undoubtedly it will take the set-top box manufacturers, the pay TV manufacturers, time to find that right introduction point for UHD services before they really step up their capacity demands for individual channels. But I think overall, more and more channels as it stands now, are transitioning from SD to HD. So I think it's twofold really. The SD to HD transition will continue apace. The widening of locally produced content and turnaround content will continue. That I think there's a very healthy industry at the moment associated. So I think we've been seeing pay TV growing at 9 to 10% year on year, and I think that's nicely reflected by the expansion of video-related traffic both through satellite and through IP. I mean, there's a lot of talk at the show about 4K and Ultra HD. I think there are still things to slot in place, but I mean, it's been quite a good show because things have moved on from the discussions about resolution and frame rate to more tangible services now. Undoubtedly, 4K and Ultra HD will be launched through OTT and VOD services. And I mean, if you were at CES earlier in the year, the Netflix streaming service, certainly attracted a lot of attention. And I think that there are a lot of people who draw a divide between satellite and OTT and VOD services. But from our point of view, most of the customers, big satellite customers, big pay TV operators, they've got to offer hybrid services. So they've got to be able to embrace 4K, probably initially as an OTT and VOD service, but when the infrastructure's in there and it gets socialized with customers and you get a good uptake of the screens in the home, we're expecting to see services, around the 2017 to 2020 level where progressive broadcasters will endorse the format and start launching channels.